When I first started high school, I was really afraid of it being a lot harder than middle school.
The scariest part was grades matter a lot more.
I was afraid that the teachers would be real strict, but it's not really the case.
I thought the teachers were going to be really hard. It's actually more fun than middle school is.
I didn't really know what my friend group was going to be, but then I realized that there's tons of different people and you can definitely find a place.
Not knowing my classes and where they were.
There's this new school, but it's huge.
Once you get to know the building, it's pretty easy. And also take advantage of the freshman orientation, because that way they give you tours and you get to know the school better.
In middle school, you are dependent on a lot of things. In high school, you are on your own. And if you need help, you need to advocate for yourself.
Probably the work, because it's harder.
The first time you take finals, every freshman freaks out because it's their first time, but once you're done with them, it's like, oh, that wasn't that big of a deal.
People a lot older than you. It's really shocking seeing the people with the big old beards.
Maturity levels, and I don't know, maybe a bigger difference would probably be who your friends are.
There's a lot more people, which is a lot more variety of people, so you've got more groups.
The school year's gonna go by way faster, just because I think you're gonna have way more fun.
The friends, the activities, the cons, just feels more like a community.
Biggest challenge about high school probably would be dealing with the people around you, because a lot of people are going through teenage hormones.
Fitting into a place, having a place where you can stay, having a second family.
The biggest challenge is probably time management.
Juggling everything.
Work. There's a lot of work.
You want to have good grades and you want your parents to be proud that you can manage multiple things, like playing on a really good team in basketball and also keeping at least an A, B, C grade. And it is a challenge.
The freedom, you definitely have a lot more freedom than middle school, and just a ton of kids, so a lot of friends.
The amount of people that you get to know and how many different things that go on.
I guess I feel like there's more community and there's more spirit and interaction.
It goes by so fast that it's really hard to tell what was their favorite thing about it. But sports is definitely up there.
Definitely just being independent.
You get a lot more freedom to choose what you want to do with all the electives.
We can get here a half an hour early and go talk to a teacher if we need to.
Even though sometimes the classes are not easy, the teachers are really helpful and they actually do care.
They're a little bit more challenging and you have to work a little bit harder at it, but once you get into things, it's not that hard.
Higher level than what was expected.
There's a lot more hours spent studying and doing homework.
It kind of depends on your classes. If you take an AP class, you get a lot more homework, but if you have regular classes, the homework load is kind of regular.
I actually have a lot less homework in high school just because we have a little bit more time in class to work on it seems like, because the teachers don't give as long of lessons.
I have a calendar in my room that reminds me of certain events and things that need to be turned in.
Yeah, I make a lot of lists. I just do period by period, what do I have to do?
Come home after school and the first thing I do would be my homework and make sure I get it done. And they give planners, which is really good, because when I didn't use my planner, my grade was falling, but when I did, it started looking a lot better.
Keeping that mentality of what I'm looking forward to doing in life and who I want to be as a person, not the people around me.
Being on time, coming before school starts by sometimes an hour so I can talk to all my teachers.
I took AVID my freshman year, so that was a really helpful class to take.
I study at least 2-3 hours before a test because I want to be prepared.
Hard work, dedication. Not with just homework, but with every sport and stuff.
I've got some of the same ones, Like we occasionally talk sometimes, but we all kind of like scattered.
Most of my friends in middle school went to a different school, so no.
A lot of the kids in middle school I don't really see because they're not in my classes, so I've made a lot of new friends.
It's confusing to find all your past classmates and all your friends because they're scattered everywhere. But then like you start to figure out where everyone is and you start to know where you sit at lunch and where to meet up with people.
Some of them I've just met at lunch, and some of them are like sophomores, juniors. It's not just freshmen.
I joined football during the summer and started making some new friends during weights.
Me being a shy person, you know, it was just a little bit hard at first, but as I joined groups, I found a few people from there and just having classes with people.
And then after you meet those people, then you'll meet their friends, and then after you meet their friends, then you meet those people's friends. And so then it'll just keep building up, building up.
This is like high school. It's supposed to be your better years according to like what everyone says and whatnot. So be more ready to be involved with things.
Don't be very shy, because if you're shy, you don't really warm up to the school as fast. So then it just stays harder for a longer amount of time.
There are a lot of things I learned in my past that I could have used in the future, but I kind of threw them away because summer and all.
Take a lot of notes. Don't talk during class.
Probably just to trust the teachers. They know what they're doing. They have gone through this with students every year.
That there's gonna be a big change and you're just gonna have to get used to it, but it's not too bad.
Be chill.
Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. You'll figure it all out.
A lot of people told me not to freak out, but I still did it. But I would say I'd probably go back and just tell myself not to freak out, because honestly, it's really not that scary once you get to freshman year.